but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
The Giants, there's reason to be excited to watch this team. There's reason for it, okay? Enjoy that because the co-tenants are taking impressionable young children.
I hate this team.
And making them stare into the abyss about why they even exist on the planet.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you looking to invest in rare coins and precious metals? Well, look no further. Coin and Bullion Reserves is Bay County's trusted source for rare coins and precious metals. Located in the heart of Panama City, our showroom is stocked with a vast selection of gold and silver bullion, rare coins, and currency. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned collector, we have what you're looking for. Our sales staff has over 50 years of experience to help guide you through your purchase. Come and visit Coin and Bullion Reserves today and build your collection with confidence.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 1.99% APR on a new Camry, named the best new model by Kelley Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 3.49% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
Offers end November 3rd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
That boot store reminds you, football weather means colder weather can't be far off. Now's a great time to shop for those winter work coats, shirts, and shoes. Janice and Irene, along with the staff, welcome you to stop by and shop for the whole family at that boot store. Remember Joe's motto, always put Jesus first in your life. Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 on Friday and Saturday. That boot store, next to Billboard Kia on 15th Street, Panama City.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there. You could say, how are you?
WGSX Linux and WPO2 Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gonna get you hot, I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub, rubber dub in the hot tub, rubber dub with me. Stuck in the hot tub, yeah. Really make me sweat, yeah. Stuck in the hot tub, yeah. Really make me wet, yeah. Well.
If you want to find out which is which, watch my head explode to keep the 2 times you changed my headset.
Did you? I like the belts in here. That's
cool,
I
know. We got everything in here, but whatever.
All right. Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. TV's off. What happened to our TV?
Well, there's a little button to turn it on. So That'd be the only thing.
Wildcat, has he done anything this morning at all? Has he done anything besides sleep?
He's yelled a lot.
Why is he?
He's drinking early.
I have had a rough morning.
There it is.
He is
Ghost in the machine, and
I know it.
He's expressing his vocabulary.
Only happens. You notice it only happens to the morning show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
Oh, come on, Wildcat. That's getting old.
what?
Look at that look. Look at that look. Hey,
there's a number. We're number one sign.
we got the Ravens and the
We don't care. It's
Dolphins playing
NFL.
Thursday night
Who cares?
football
Lamar's
right
back.
here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lamar Jackson will be back.
What is this Panama City takeover? I don't even know.
That's the thing we do in the afternoon show, the PCB takeover.
520 right here.
PCB hobby, man. That's where I am.
That's a pretty cool segment. You ought to listen to that sometime.
That's where you leave me for every Saturday. You leave and I got to go to work. I got to go.
Yeah, somebody has to work around this town.
We got the biggest outdoor cocktail party coming up too. So
Wow.
live on 104.
There it is.
And the big one this weekend, Georgia versus Florida. I tell you what, man, I don't know what to expect from Florida. That's interesting. They like Bill. It's totally different than LSU, Alabama. They didn't like Kelly. They liked the interim coach. I listened to his little press conference. He was good. They're going to be fired up. I'm talking about LSU. They're going to be fired up, ready to play. I'm not so sure they like Billy. So they played hard for Billy.
I'm not sure how the players are. The alumni.
Right?
No, the players liked him.
Yeah. Atkins, who was at FSU.
Yeah.
What now?
Yeah, Alex Atkins is now going to be the OC
offensive coordinator
at Louisiana at LSU.
Yeah. And how's the Florida State going to react? I mean, we got a lot of things to be answered this week.
Yeah,
we do.
Billy gets fired, maybe he's gone. Gus gets fired, maybe he's gone.
Gus. So
the offense coordinator. Maybe if Hugh Freeze gets fired. What'd you say? Okay, let's take this phone call.
12 of them.
Good morning.
Good morning. I want to talk high school ball. Should I go see Mason Simpson or should I go watch McKenzie, who's the number one team in 1A? Got all kinds of options up and down Tennessee 22.
There you go.
Do you care?
Springfield. I'm watching Springfield.
Who are you pulling for, South Carolina or Alabama?
I was pulling for Alabama, of course.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
South Carolina, they should be in the ACC. Anyway, speaking of ACC, who's going to win Wake Forest? Who's going to win the Wake Forest game?
We were just talking about that. You know what? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Wake Forest has got 4 good players.
Wait a minute. Does Norvell, will he fire a coordinator this year like he did last year to keep it rolling, or does he lose this game and he gets fired?
They're not. They can't afford to fire him.
So he's there.
All of the above.
All of the above?
I don't know what his buyout is, man. That's
$58 million.
I'm going to tell you something.
Thank you, Alabama.
He's coach for life.
It's higher than that.
I'm going to tell you something. Brian Kelly getting fired might have helped
everybody.
Norvell and Hugh Freeze and people like that, because the more jobs that come open, the less likely it is these bigger schools are going to want to be in play as well.
How much money has Woodward cost to LSU?
Well, between A&M and LSU, a whole heck of a lot.
I'm just saying. So,
what about him? Somebody looked at his contract.
Yeah, offers going.
No money like oil money.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why Tennessee's so good. We got oil money, but it's at the it's right outside the gas tank.
It's the grease coming down the Tennessee River is what it is.
Oh my goodness, that comes from North Carolina, man. Anyway, so hey, by the way, you know what I'm going to be doing at 12 o'clock on Saturday?
Drinking.
Well, I'm doing that right now. I got to know highlights.
It'll be done by then.
I went back to highlights. Listen, I'm still on fast time, even though I'm right now. I'm on slow time, as y'all say down there. But of course, I'm gonna watch the Doors at Austin.
Yeah.
All right.
Who wins that game?
I don't know if Arch playing or not playing is better for them at this point. There might be a spark.
Doesn't have to have for you. Yeah, I think they'll be better.
I want to speak a good word for Pavia. Let me say something about Pavia. Pavia, who, this is his last year, and he sued NCAA to get there. He loves Vanderbilt so much that he went out to Nashville Christian. Did y'all see this?
No.
To try to recruit that Georgia commit. And the Georgia commit came over to watch Pavia play. So that guy may be in play. And they say he's the number one prospect, but I still believe Faison Brandon is the number one prospect, although he hasn't played since the first game since he ruined his knuckles.
He also says he's not leaving Vandy again. He's got another year eligibility.
Oh, Pavia does? That's what he sued for?
No.
Ironically, he is fighting for it. And look, it's not going to be long before these guys claim, look, this is essentially a professional league. Why shouldn't I be able to continue to do this forever?
You're hurting my
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Unfair restraint on free trade.
That's right.
That's what lawyers call it.
As long as they don't have antitrust exemptions the way the pro leagues do, they're going to be losing in the courts constantly.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to leave you the quick funny where I stuck my foot in my mouth for the 950th time in my life. I'm having breakfast with the dean of middle school basketball coaches in West Tennessee, and I start talking about how the bow tie wearers are messing up college sports. Talking about Gordon G, people like that from years ago. Anyway, you know what he told me? He said, hey, Coach, you don't remember I wear a bow tie? Well, with that, y'all have a great week. It's still a great week, even though Alabama's not playing.
We get to relax this week.
No ball.
Yeah.
There you
How
go.
much balls against Oklahoma? We got them.
Tennessee.
Right, buddy. See you.
All right, then what we got going on locally?
Man, all kind of listen. I want to give a shout out to the North Bay Haven girls volleyball team. Well, it is volleyball. So let me tell you, they lost a heartbreaker last night, 3-2 to Pensacola Catholic. So they ended up their season with 22-8, and they were this. If they'd have won this, they'd have been in the Final Four again. So. Congratulations to a great year. They were leading. I don't know all the particulars, but I tell you what a great season for them, and I just want to give a shout out to them. So congratulations, ladies. All right, now Arnold is at Rutherford, which is at Tommy Oliver Stadium on Friday. Bay is at Bozeman, and FSU or Florida High is at Mosley. That's going to be Thursday at Tommy Oliver. And North Bay Haven's at Sneed's. Destin's at Port St. Joe. Excuse me. Thank you. Central's at Weewaw.
You can blame that on Red Tide.
There you go. South Walton's at Mariana. And Chipley is at Lafayette, depending on where you're from. That's in Mayo, Florida. Cottondale's at Graceville. Freeport's at North Florida Christian. And Holmes County goes all the way to the big city of Opp. So, and then Vernon, Franklin County, Liberty County, and Bluntstown, their season's over except for playoffs. Also, now, we're going to talk to Coach Brown, so I'm not going to cover the 3A setups the way they think they are going to come out. But in the 5A Region 1, it'll be number 3 Mosley versus number 6 Niceville. It'll be 5A Milton versus number 4 Beachside. And in 4A, it'll be number 1 Choctaw versus number 8 Escambia, and number 4 Ed White versus number 5 Pine Forest, number 3 Columbia versus Rickards. And in 2A, it'll be number 1 Bowles versus number 8 Walton, and also in 2A, it'll be Pensacola Catholic versus Freeport. Number 3 South Walton is versus Bozeman. And also in 3...
Go back to Bozeman.
Bozeman will go to South Walton.
Okay.
And then in 3A, except for where Bay High plays, number 1 Range hosts number 8 Baker County. That's Green Cove Springs. Number 4 Yulee will host Wakulla, and number 3 Bishop Kenny will host number 6 West Florida. And then in the rural, the only ones we have, and I don't know how they're ranked, this is the A bracket, which is the North bracket. Bluntstown, Liberty County, Sneed's, Chipley, Madison County, and Taylor County are all in the rural playoffs.
Now, can that change after Friday night?
I don't think it'll change us. I don't think it'll change. I think they're having them set up. If it's not a district game, I don't know how much it'll affect them, but you never know with Max.
So Mosley gets a home game, gets this Niceville. Didn't they travel to Niceville this year?
Do what?
Didn't they travel to Niceville this year and beat them?
Yes. Yeah.
So now they got to come home and beat them again.
Right.
I don't like playing two teams twice.
Well, remember what they did the first time we went to 2 teams. You went away and you came back and played the same team before. Remember that? So they say it's safe travel, but they have no idea what happens in Northwest Florida because in Central and South Florida they're so close. So in 45 minutes you can cross the peninsula. So what difference? And
they really don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. That's for sure. We're talking about the colleges. There's 12 coaches out of jobs. Penn State, LSU, Florida, Stanford. But I think they should hire that Frisch guy. But and then Virginia Tech, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Oregon State, Colorado State, UAB, Kent State, and UCLA. Those are the 12 right now. This could change this weekend, but we never know.
Which one's the best? Is it LSU? Is it Florida? Is it Penn State? Which one in your opinion?
My opinion, I would think Florida.
See, to me, LSU and Penn State are both turnkey. They're ready to go. Florida, there's some structural things that they've got to fix there first. So,
I used to always say it'd be Florida, but I think it's LSU.
Well, that's why
one state, one school. They don't have to worry about.
You're welcome
Tulane
to your
can't
opinion, whether it stinks or not.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
no, you're wrong.
If you look at it through the overall picture, like a guy's salary, there's no state income tax in Florida, so that's a big deal, I think.
Well, here's the thing that bothers me.
Doesn't that help in NIL? Do they sell that to the players?
It does.
It does.
It helps to the tune of, depending on the state, 5 to 7%.
Well, we're talking about Florida State, but you know what? We're $40 million behind because of the SEC and the Big Ten. Now, I don't know what happens in the Big 12, but we just can't. If we can't recover that, I don't know what we do. And
how do you recover it? Where do you get the money? Some booster's gonna have to write a check out. Didn't they say LSU had they paying this guy out, Kelly out with a big donors paying? It's no state income tax. None of the tax money went to pay it off. It's some individual. That's a lot of money for one guy to write a check for a guy not to coach.
There's people out there that have that kind of money.
The biggest problem they're dealing with now, and the reason they're saying they think these 10-year deals are going to go away, they think the annual salary may go up, but they're going to cut these to 4- and 5-year deals.
They should.
The problem is, so you used to go to your donors for all this money for facility upgrades and all of that stuff, right? Well, now you've got NIL, you've still got to do the facility game, and you've got the buyouts. The problem is you're going to the same people for all three.
And sooner or later.
And even their money runs out.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's becoming a problem, and they think that a lot of people have been saying that they think you're going to start seeing the restructuring of not seeing these 10-year contracts with fully, guaranteed buyouts and things like that. They're going to trim it more into the 4- or 5-year model to make it a little more palatable to these schools.
They got to do something. I don't know. And then some of these old guys that gave money said they're okay with giving money to build a building or do something like that, but just to give to players, they don't like it. They had to go and coach some of them up to get them on board to do that, explain to them what really is going on. But right now, what's really going on right here in ESPN Northwest Florida, man, today is Wednesday. I got to talk about 2 restaurants that are incredible.
Which ones?
You know which ones. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive, the legendary J. Michael's, the world-famous J. Michael's Spaghetti, only on Wednesday. Go have it for lunch and dinner. It's worth it. I'm telling you, you'll love it. We'll be down there today. Also, if you're in Lynn Haven, you got to get out to Beef Braised in Lynn Haven. 10 wings inside for $9.99. Pat Perno, City Commissioner over there, does an incredible job. He looks good. That's a good-looking man. And he does an unbelievable job. He does an unbelievable job. Beef O'Brady's at Lynn Haven. He does a great job there. Wildcat, we're already down there. Let's get on down and get some jewelry.
Hey, go to David Adamson Designer Jewelry. Get a free jewelry inspection, a free jewelry cleaning. See all the new selection they have just for this year. And while you're there, if you need a little cash, they're also buying your gold and silver. And, of course, gold's at an all-time high. 57 days until Christmas. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Well, they buy the old gold out of my mouth.
I'll tell you another thing, Wildcat. We're talking about high school sports.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Taco Bell. There's 3 great locations, Panama City, Callaway, and, of course, the one down in Port St. Joe. And what does Lorelei Layton say? Go Tiger Sharks.
Well,
I saw Johnny yesterday.
You 2 guys don't say it. She just says it.
What?
Go Tiger Sharks. We don't sound as good as they do.
No.
We're pretty good.
We're trying.
We need it. Y'all need to make a tape of that so y'all can play that.
Go.
It's on the commercial.
Lorelei Layton, get in here and help us out. We're out. 104.3. Y'all have a good day. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Coming up on October 31st, it's the Cal G Squires inaugural golf tournament benefiting the Angel House Bereavement Center, the only provider of clinical grief counseling in Bay County. Costumes are encouraged for this fun day at Bay Point. Prizes for a hole-in-one, longest drive, closest to the pin, and best costume. To register you or your team, go to angelhousebci.org.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high of 70 with wind 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight, a moderate breeze and a little chilly near 56. Mostly sunny and 66 tomorrow. 67 and sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. Saturday sunshine and a temperature about the same at 70. This is your Wednesday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Keep the adventure going this holiday season in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia now offering 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus a $500 APR bonus on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento during the big fall savings event going on now. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. It's the best family SUV with third-row seating space, providing extra comfort for the entire family. Bill Bird Kia, the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia S and LX models. $20.83 per month per 1,000 financed in 48 months. Quantities limited. $500 APR bonus is applied as down payment and no cash value cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 11/3/25.
Mentorship might sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. Just showing up can spark confidence and connection in a child's life. Right now, more than 300 kids in Northwest Florida are waiting for a mentor. Be the one who makes a difference. Call 850-433-KIDS or visit BeTheBig.org to get started.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
The Bay High Fights. And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida on an absolutely beautiful Wednesday here. Let's bring him on right now. This guy, wherever he's been, state championship coach. He turned Mosley around when he took over that program. And look what he's done at Bay High School. They are the team right now in Bay County. They are the county champs. They are the number one seed. Well, they're going to be playing home. I know that. And we'll let Coach explain all this district champs. I know that. The playoffs and everything like that. But let's bring him on right now. We're talking about Jeremy Brown. Jeremy, how are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm good, guys. How y'all doing?
We're doing wonderful. Couldn't be better. Talk about it, last week's game and man, rival game. You guys were ready. Glenn was sending me pictures of him and Conrad holding each other's hands, hugging on each other, and whatever else they were doing. But how'd it go? Talk about it.
Yeah, it was a good win, man. It was nice to have Coach Manley and Coach Moon come in before the game and kind of hang out with us in the office and kind of see how the coaches kind of hang out with us and talk a little ball and talk a little Bay High history last week on homecoming. And then the kids went out and we talked to the kids all week about not letting homecoming be a distraction, not having a letdown. And we talked all week about getting out early last week, like getting out fast and trying to get a lead and not leaving anything to chance. And the kids really they took that to heart and offensively they came out and I think we scored our first 3 or 4 series in a row. Defense got stopped. Got a punt return for a touchdown. I mean, just all 3 phases last week. We feel like we played really well.
You should, yeah. That first punt return, the guy, it wasn't very far, but the guy you had running in circles, so he got out of the crowd, and then that was pretty neat to see him come out of all those people.
Yeah, Amari, man, he's electric when he gets the ball in his hands, whether it's that receiver, kick returner, punt returner. I mean, we got got a handful of guys, man, that we feel like anytime they touch the ball, they've got a chance to go to the house with it.
Yeah, you know, the one of the good plays for me, not besides the couple of touchdowns to Bowden, but the one that he threw on the run and hit Davenport down the sidelines. You know, he was scrambling and looked like he threw it off of 1 foot, and it went about 50 yards in the air and perfect strike.
Zay doesn't. One thing about Zay, you know, we've always said he's got unbelievable arm talent, and you know, he does most you know, a lot of guys look, you know, when they're scrambling back there, they're scrambling to run. We have to tell him sometimes to run because he is constantly looking downfield trying to find guys, and DJ got behind the defense, and Zay just needs a little bit of space, man. He just needs to flick his wrist, and it seems like that thing goes 55 or 60 yards with no effort at all.
Man, it was right on the money, too. He's done that several times. You know, I mean, they don't even have to break stride. So, I know. Hey, Coach, you know, you got Bozeman coming up, and how will this affect win or lose? How will this affect your standings in the region?
You know, for us, you know, it's and I'm sure it's probably the same for them. You know, the rankings came out yesterday, and we're the number 2 seed in our region, and we need to win to stay the 2. I mean, us and Bishop Kenny we're really close in the RPI as far as, you know, being the 2 and the 3. And so if we lose and they win, then they'll most likely move up to the 2 and it'll dump us to the 3. So you know, from a ranking standpoint, it's very, 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 very important for us to come out and get the win.
Yeah, because I think if you stay in that 2 bracket, then you're away from Reigns for quite a while. Then you may play them in the regional final if you make it that far.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, you're hoping to maybe, you know, if you win, you know, if you're the 2 seed, you win, you might get, you know, hopefully you get 2 home games before you possibly have to, you know, before you have to travel to that, you know, to that juggernaut. Which would be, you know, that would be huge for the program, huge for the kids. I mean, just in a lot of ways. And so, you know, this week's, you know, really important. And one thing we talked to the kids about is we did some research over the weekend, and we think we might have the opportunity to be the first team in Panama City history to ever beat every single team in the county in the year. Like, there's so many teams that, you know, so many years that you know, when I was at Mosley, we didn't play Bozeman or we didn't play North Bay, but I think this might be the first year that a team that's played all the teams in the county has a chance to beat all the teams in the county. So we talked to the kids about that too, just a little extra motivation, just a little, you know, something to, you know, be a little bit of, you know, even though it might be our own history that anybody cares about, but still a part of a little bit of history.
Yeah, I don't think North Bay Haven, you did play them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you about that district championship deal. Now, this game here, you win or lose it, you still district county champs, right? I mean, you beat Mosley, you beat everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if we win, we'll still be the, you know, the county champs and the district champs, and you know, even if we fall to the 3, we'll still, you know, we would still host round 1. It would just, you know, it would possibly make us have to travel, you know, the next week, depending on who wins and loses. And so, you know, we just talked to the kids about, you know, just controlling what we can control. And if we can figure out a way to win and play well and stay the 2, then we kind of, you know, we kind of control our own destiny, so to speak, in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know, you're going to play Godby. That's a team you should have played last year anyway, instead of going all the way to Jacksonville, the way they set it up. But then if you drop to 3, then West Florida comes to see you. So, you know, it's crazy that somebody you see all year, you have to play if you're unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just, you know, there's, you know, we were looking at it, you know, we were looking at it yesterday, the coaches, and I spent a little bit of time looking at it. You know, you don't, the FHSA, they won't tell you the formula, so you can't really figure out exactly who's who and where's where. But, you know, in our region, the 6, 7, and 8 seed could all, you know, wins or losses could a loss could drop, you know, could drop Godby out and bump Menendez up. I mean, West Florida, you know, loses, they could drop down. I mean, Godby with, I mean, in the 5, 6, and the 6, 7, and 8 seeds in our region, there's still some movement that could take place. Best, you know, just depending on who wins and loses. So it's going to be interesting to see what it what it looks like after Friday night.
Yeah, I don't know who Baker County plays, but they could drop out, and somebody could move up to 8. That you don't even know. So it's crazy the way they do it, because we always know they watch all of our games,
Hey, what time Sunday will they post all this?
Coach, they won't actually post it until the following Sunday. There's a week off after the playoffs. After the regular season.
Right. So
we'll all play Friday night, and then next week everybody has off because they actually extended the season to Tuesday for any teams that need to have makeup games.
Oh,
so they won't actually release the brackets until the following Sunday.
So if you had to travel, you wouldn't know how to make any plans or get your money until Sunday night.
Correct. That's kind of what happened to us. Happened to us last year. We thought being a district champion that that would put some stake in us getting a home playoff game, and then boom, we find out on Sunday that you win the district, you get rewarded by going to Jacksonville Reign, one of the the number one team in 3A offense in the whole state, and now you're scrambling to try to make that make that trip happen. And so we learned a lesson. We started when we beat West Florida and won the district, we went ahead and started planning on, we started raising a little extra money, doing some extra fundraisers to, because even, we sitting here thinking we're the 2 or the 3, but we're not, not being funny or anything, but we know when those brackets come out, there's no telling what might occur. So we're going to be prepared this year either way.
They are coaches down South Florida that like it the old way. We had district champ, district runner-up, got the playoffs. You knew you had a home game. The runner-up traveled. Do you ever think you can get enough guys together and go back and say, look, this is what we need to do? And if it seems like if you had enough county ADs and head coaches do that, they would change it. If not, you need to ask, where's this money? What's the purpose for not doing this? Something ain't right about this.
Yeah, there's definitely you got 2 groups. You got one group that likes it this way, and I'm not opposed to the RPI and the top 8 teams in the region. I'm not opposed to that personally, but I think if you're going to have districts, then reward the district champion with at least one home game.
Exactly.
There, and the argument seems to be, well, what about teams that we're in a 3-team district? What about a team that's in a 5-team district? And I would sit back and say, you're the guys are the ones that made the distrist.
Exactly.
We didn't pick the districts. Y'all made the district.
Yeah.
So
and they change every couple years. Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a. It doesn't seem like 2 years is enough time to really see if to really see if something if something works. And so I know there's a lot of talk around the state, coaches around the state trying to a lot of people like the Alabama model where you just everybody in your region makes the playoffs, and you go from there. And some people like the the top 2 teams in the district go, and so it's for me it's I just think if you're gonna have districts, then the district champion should definitely be guaranteed a playoff game. You shouldn't pair a district champion with a district champion. I think that's kind of silly. But if not, then do away with the districts and just go to the Georgia and Alabama model and just go to the regional system, and every team in the region makes the playoffs.
Doesn't Georgia play the week before the state championship in Atlanta, and then the next week it's home state? I think Alabama plays their state championships either at Auburn or Alabama. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think they flip. They used to do that here in Florida. They would play it at the Swamp one year, and then they would play it at Doak Campbell one year, and they. You know what I mean? Then the coaches down in South Florida got mad because they were like, well, we never get it close to us. And so now this year they're playing it back in, I think they're playing it back in Miami, which is, for a team in, Panama City. But you think about a team in Pensacola, I mean, that's like driving across 2 states.
Coach, I'm getting a look at it. This guy's getting mad at me. I got to go. Hey, thank you so much, Colon. We'll get in there with you next. We didn't get a chance to even talk about Bozeman. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday, okay?
All right, guys. Y'all have a good week.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Let's talk about some of our great people. I tell you what, that Cajun place, we have had such a good time down there. Brian and I were there for lunch and dinner last week, and they had a great time. It was packed out. Wear your school colors. Have a great time. It opens up Saturday morning at 10 o'clock for brunch. Games kick off at 11, and that's when the specials kick in. Now, on Sunday, they open up at 10 also. The North Shore Jazz Band will be playing 10 to 12, and then the NFL games start playing. If you wear your shirt, and of course, LSU's off this week.
Yeah, please wear a shirt.
So if you wear your LSU jersey, shirt, whatever, and the game's being played, they score a touchdown, you get a free Jell-O shot. Get in there, have a great time. Tell them Coach sends you 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. You can't beat that. Atmosphere is second to none. TV's everywhere. That Cajun place on Thomas Drive. Skin cancer can be deadly. We got a guy can help you with that in about 2 minutes. That's Dr. Ward. I'll let him talk about that. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can help you with that. Jason did a great job here yesterday. Listen to him every Tuesday, every Friday. 2 great locations, Pier Park and 23rd Street. You want to look better, feel better? Go see Jason Kovaleski. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show.
I played that game at that level, the undisciplined, not playing work, not prepared, and that's what it looked like. I take back everything I said after week 1. I was on them so hard. Since then, and I was right, but since then, they don't give up. Now, people get mad at me.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Looking for a new way to explore Bay County? Or maybe your trusty bike needs a tune-up? Head to Steve's Bike Shop. They've got a huge selection of new and used bicycles, plus the latest electric bikes to get you where you need to go fast. And if your bike is acting up, their expert technicians repair all makes and models, even electric bikes. Serving Bay County for 46 years. Steve's Bike Shop, 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. Steve's Bike Shop. Your ride starts here.
A.E. Wright Investigations serves Bay County and the surrounding communities with a wide range of investigative services, including insurance fraud. When you feel a private investigator is needed, A.E. Wright Investigations is here to assist you. Please reach out at any time, 850-588-9275, and online at aewrightinvestigations.com. And take comfort in knowing that all investigations, consultations, and services provided are strictly confidential. Florida license 835-00007.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey. Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, right here. Well, our good fan, Richard Sanders, what do you guys say for us?
He says, I'm back. He says 120 youth soccer teams at Public Sports Park and Frank Brown Park for Snap Soccer.
How many?
120.
Look at all that money. All that money coming to Bay County.
That's teams.
Plus,
that's not the players. That's teams. Their parents, their coaches. They spend money.
And that's what's fun is, you know, we always talk about baseball. We talk about softball. We got the lacrosse. We got the soccer. We're getting just this whole broad range of
every weekend.
Everything like that.
And we can't get around Back Beach Road because of damn traffic.
Hey,
sorry, Richard. Sorry, Richard.
Settle down there, would you?
Sorry, Richard.
What about Iron Man?
Hey, thank you for the shirt. Randy called me yesterday, said the package, my name on it. Georgia Tech shirt. I appreciate it. What size you wear?
Well, now, after they cut half of my body out, I just wear a large, probably.
Well, one's a tent and one's a big tent. They're big. They're big shirts, yeah.
I like big.
Extra large.
Well, he couldn't. Yeah, well, you know, all that.
He looked at. He saw those muscles on me. He thought he's probably extra large.
Yeah, especially the one between his ears.
Yeah, I love Richards. I love the guy. All right, it's Wednesday, 7:30. We know what that means. The man, that myth, the legend, Dr. Ward. How you doing, sir?
I'm having a great morning. How about you guys?
Man, it couldn't be. Hey, you got any information on any baseball, youth league baseball? Your daughter, anything going on over there?
It's a quiet week. I think with it being Halloween weekend, the kids are taking time off, and I think there is a big soccer thing. I think Brian mentioned it, but so yeah, my daughter is actually playing in that one. So yeah. So I'm my bad. It's my son who's off. My daughter's on.
Aha. You were 8 of 11 last week. I told you. I texted you and told you you did wrong. You should have listened to me. It's like you did me, South Walton. Did you get that text?
The only text I got from you was about Brian Kelly being fired.
Oh, I sent that to somebody else. My bad. I got to go apologize to those people. Anyway, whatever.
Anyway,
Perfect.
We got a Halloween tip out there for you, Doc. Don't eat any apples you can shave with, okay? That's all I can tell you.
Hey, speaking of you, we're talking about skin cancer. You know, the Houston strength coach just died. He has skin cancer, and they got it too late. And he passed away. I think they had something on game day. One of the shows had a big special on him. And I forgot. I feel bad if I don't have his name in front of me right now. But it really, we talk about skin cancer. It can be deadly. You've got to pay attention to it. Talk about that. It's not just, hey, look at it if you want to. If it doesn't look right. You need to get checked out. Talk about it, Doc.
Absolutely, and I think this applies to men specifically. So men get things and they put it off. They basically, they'll get something on their skin and be like, oh, it's just where I hit myself, or oh, I had a bug bite and it's nothing, and they'll let it go for like months. The women are a lot better. They actually, are more in tune and are thinking, man, this could be something bad. I need to go get it checked out. So I don't know if that's the case with the Houston strength coach or not. But the key is when we find cancer early, it is super easy to treat, very preventable from spreading outside of the skin. So if you've got something on your skin that you're concerned about, don't wait until it's too late. Give us a call, 233-3376. 5 minutes is all it takes to get looked at head to toe to make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
Early detection saved my life.
Yeah, it did.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They found my cancer, and they've had plenty enough time to cut it out. And here I am, irritating people.
Yeah, and Doc, I'll be honest with you, I feel bad about it at the time, but now it turned to be the greatest thing. He was here screwing up, so we punched him in the stomach, and I felt it, and then we got him to the doctors, and it was cancer. Yeah. Amazing. That story's crazy.
And then they did the surgery right here.
You're right. Hey, before we get into football, I got to ask you this. What are you hearing about the baseball coach at Florida? We got Mark McLeod coming on here at 8:30. We'll ask him about that. What do you know anything about what's going on in the baseball program?
So it's been very, very hush-hush. All I know is that there is a civil lawsuit that was out there with Sully related to his relatively new wife and something surrounding the death of the husband and her children. It's pretty messy. Like I said, I don't want to spread rumors, but if I had to guess, it's probably got something to do with that. And I'm hearing, he may not be back at the UF baseball program or any baseball program for that matter.
Wow. I didn't know anything about that. Unbelievable. That's interesting. Well, all right, let's jump into football. I couldn't believe it. Florida fans really pleased he wins, and then they want him fired. Doc, how could you be that way? The guy just gave you everything he's got. He wins the game, and you want him fired. I talk about that.
Well, I believe he's now the third coach in 5 seasons in the SEC to get fired after beating Mississippi State.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian.
Well, Zook had to lose to him. But, now if you just beat Mississippi State, you get fired. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's your claim to fame.
I mean, I mean, look, at the end of the day, and I think Florida State's in the same situation. Yeah. They just can't afford to fire Norvell right now. You know what, after a certain period of time, you know what you've got. And everyone says, yes, Billy Napier is a great individual. And I agree with that. I don't have any issues with Billy Napier as a person, but the performance that he gave on the sidelines coaching was not the Gator standard. And quite frankly, Scott Strickland should have done it after the Texas A&M game last year, a game that we absolutely did not compete against A&M at home. And that A&M team was not the A&M team this year.
Right.
So it was clear that we were not to our standards last year. And, Scott Strickland, who I do not like as an athletic director, I think that he has made multiple bad football hires, and football is the most important program that you have in the SEC at your school. It was time to move on last year, and quite frankly, time to move on this year. And I'm just glad that we pulled the trigger, and I'm glad we live in the NIL world now, where it's not going to be Scott Strickland making the call on this coach. I mean, on paper, Scott Strickland's making the call, but it's the big money donors who are going to be making the call, and that's a good thing in this case because Scott Strickland has shown time and time again he cannot hire a football coach.
All right, I want to ask you this, in your opinion. Brian Kelly getting fired at LSU. We got to take a break. All right, I'm going to ask him anyway. Give me a second. Brian Kelly got fired at LSU. I personally think that helps Alabama. I think it helps LSU versus Alabama. I was hoping he would stay at least one more game. The players do not like him. They don't play hard for him. You can see it. They underachieved this year. Now, at Florida, I can't say that about Billy Napier. I think those players liked him. I saw those players playing hard. How does this affect the change at Florida going into Georgia? And when we get back, I want you to answer that question, then we got to do our picks. But right now, Doc, tell us where you're located.
We have 8 area convenient locations where you can get seen and make sure that your skin is healthy and cancer-free. Call us at 233-3376. See us in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana.
All right, I tell my doctors, we got another one that's unbelievable. The legendary Chad Mitchell, one of the first doctors trained robotic surgery. People come from all around to be operated on Chad. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN 104.3. Chad will be on the sideline. This is 26 years on Bay County sideline. It's incredible. The guy is a legend around here. Really a great man. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one, not even close. The cold weather is coming. It's got like the high tomorrow, 66. If you have any problem keeping it warm, but you even though the winter's coming, you got to go ahead and get it serviced. It's going to save you money on your power bill. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to warn people the things that I go through just about every year, every other year is when you make that, especially if you have a heat pump, which most of us do down here, when you do that transition between the air conditioning unit and the heating unit, there seems to always be that burp in the system. You call these guys, it's an easy fix, 1, 2, 3, cheap and easy, just the way you like it, and now you have heat.
There you go. And you go local. You go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason graduated from Mosey High School, starts his business. They have expanded throughout the Panhandle. Stevenson Air Conditioning, it's not even close. The most honest guy I know. The guy's incredible. We're right back with Dr. Ward, Glenn, Brian, Wildcat, 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida. We're going to do our picks and talk about this huge matchup, Georgia, Florida. Last time played in Jacksonville for a couple of years. Be right back.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up on Thursday Night Football, Tua and your Miami Dolphins host the Baltimore Ravens.
Throws, caught, touchdown! Malik Washington got the laser!
Coverage starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7:15 on your spot for the NFL on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high of 70 with wind 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight, a moderate breeze and a little chilly near 56. Mostly sunny and 66 tomorrow. 67 and sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. Saturday sunshine and a temperature about the same at 70. This is your Wednesday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 1.99% APR on a new Camry, named the best new model by Kelley Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 3.49% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
Offers end November 3rd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Dr. Ward, we got to do these picks, but before we do so, what's your opinion with the interim head football coach? He was there with Urban, and I think people like him. Do you think they show up and play really hard, or do they, what you feel? It's totally different than LSU.
So I think there'll be very little drop-off on defense because the defensive staff is exactly the same. Ron Roberts is still going to be the defensive coordinator. Nothing shuffled at all there, and the Florida defense has been pretty solid all season. Okay, so nothing changing on defense. I actually think the offense will get better with the changes, and I think the big thing is the quarterback coach O'Hara is going to be the play caller. And the last time that O'Hara was the play caller was in the spring game, and the spring game was very good offensively. That's where Dallas Wilson, our receiver, really showed out. And so I actually think we'll have more aggressive play calling on offense, and that will be a good thing. And I actually think the players are, from what I've seen, I didn't see any players say anything, about being disappointed that Napier was gone. They thanked Napier, but none of them made any public comments or social media comments about them being upset. And, another good sign was our recruits also were all like, hey, we're committed to Florida, not to a coach. So I actually think that we're going to play better when Napier is not there, kind of like what you saw with UCLA when they fired their guy.
Okay, let's get into this. Now, I watched this game, and I would put my money, but you got to listen to the whole thing I'm going to say. I watched Mississippi State. No, I'm sorry. I watched Arkansas, Auburn. Arkansas, it was cold, it was miserable, but it was a home game. Nobody was there. They didn't play very hard. To me, like they want to quit. Now, the quarterback threw three interceptions, one pick six. That didn't help any. I'm thinking Mississippi State, but I'm going to listen to you. Mississippi State at Arkansas, Dr. Ward, who you like?
So I think that both of those teams showed this past weekend that they don't know how to win football games. Mississippi State just gave the game away to Texas. I mean, they had that game in the bag, and they just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
And Arkansas also, Jackson Arnold was awful. But then you decided you decided to show Jackson Arnold. It's like, hey, Jackson Arnold, hold my beer. So So like it's one of those games where, you know, which team is going to figure out how to win, and I actually think that Petrino as a coach is going to get there. I just believe in Petrino a little bit more than I do. So I like Arkansas in that game.
All right, and we heard it here first. Last Wednesday, Brian said exactly what would happen, and it did.
I told you, I've done seen that movie before.
Who you like?
This one's tough. The problem for me is Arkansas can run the ball really well, both with the quarterback and with their running backs, and that's going to be a problem for Mississippi State. If this game was in Starkville, I would like State better. I'm going to try a different tact. I haven't taken State all year. I'm going to take them to get this, even though we traditionally don't play well in Vietnam. I think that State finds a way to get it done this weekend.
I'm telling you, Arkansas won't.
But it wouldn't surprise me either way.
Arkansas is in trouble. All right, Glenn, who you like?
I'm going to take the Bulldogs. I'm going to take Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. All right, let's go to our next game. Doc, Wake Forest, Florida State. Everybody's listening to hear what you have to say about this one.
All right. Wake Forest played a decent SMU team last week and beat them. I think they're better than people think. Florida State's got a banged-up QB. I think if Tommy Castellanos were 100%, I think FSU would probably get the nod here by me. But he's not, and he's not the same. He's not the same QB that he was earlier in the season, probably because he's banged up. So I actually think the slide for Florida State continues, and maybe it makes that $50 million buyout more attractive to the boosters at Florida State.
And that game's played in Tallahassee. Brian, who you like?
I like Florida State. I think the week off came at exactly the right time. They're a team that has to win this game. I don't think it's quite the same team last year that crawled into a shell. I think they get it turned around, they get a win, although it won't be pretty.
Glenn, who you got?
Yeah, well, I'm going to take Florida State. SMU got beat on the last play with a field goal, and the other thing too is that SMU was 4 of 17 on third down.
All right. Hey, Doc, we got to go a little bit quicker. Duke at Clemson. Who you like?
Oh, give me the Blue Devils. I think they've been playing good, solid football all season, and Clemson has not.
Brian,
I'm gonna take Clemson here.
Glenn.
Chad. What's he want to think? I'm going to take Duke.
All right, Miami at SMU.
This is an interesting game because SMU is well coached. Miami's got, which Carson Beck is going to show up, good Carson Beck or bad Carson Beck. I think Miami wins, but they win very close.
Brian?
I got Miami.
I'm going to pick an upset. I'm going to go SMU.
SMU, okay. Louisville at Virginia Tech. Everybody got Louisville?
That's going to be close.
I got Louisville.
I got Louisville in a close one, too.
Yeah, I got Louisville, too. But
Penn State at Ohio State.
Buckeyes by 1,000.
Who would have thought at the beginning of the year this would be a 20.5-point spread?
Can you believe that?
Yeah, Ohio State wins.
They'll cover.
Yeah.
Buckeyes.
All right, Purdue at Michigan.
Michigan's got too many weapons.
I like Michigan at home.
Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's honestly becoming a better football team, surprisingly. All right, let's go back to the SEC. We got Kentucky at Auburn. I really think Auburn's going to blow them out. Doc, who you like?
I tell you, man, the backup QB played really well at Arkansas.
Yes, he did.
I'm just scratching my head being like, why did they play
NIL deals. Read the contract. Contract.
So yeah, give me Auburn big.
Yeah.
I got Auburn.
Wildcat, got Auburn?
No.
South Carolina at Ole Miss. Play bad one week, should play better the next week. South Carolina heartbreaking loss to Alabama.
I think Ole Miss will pull it out, but I think South Carolina is going to give them all they want.
I do too.
I think South Carolina might be a little demoralized after the way they lost, so I think Ole Miss jumps on them early. Lane wants to make a statement, and Ole Miss wins big.
Well, as much as you try to persuade us, I'm still taking Ole Miss.
All right. This is going to be a good game. Oklahoma at Tennessee.
Nah.
I've been really disappointed with John Mateer since his return from injury. I think Tennessee gets it done.
Brian?
I don't love this one. I'm going to take Tennessee in a tight one, but I don't like either team right now, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'll take Tennessee just because they're home.
Oklahoma, Tennessee, Glenn.
I'm going to take Tennessee. I don't think the guy's well. I think his thumb is still out of whack there.
Now, this one, just like we talked about when it happened. I was talking to Brian, Jim, and Jason about this on our little text thing. Their quarterback getting hurt might be the best they have to Texas. Texas, home, versus Vandy. Who wins this game?
I think Vandy is going to beat Texas. They play complementary football. All three phases of their game is solid. And Texas, yes, they have playmakers. They can make plays, but they just don't do it consistently.
I don't think the backup is better than Manning. I just think it can provide a spark. It's something different. And I'll be honest with you, I feel the way about this the way I felt about them going to the Oklahoma game. Texas has been given new life by surviving in Starkville, and I have a funny feeling they're going to pull this one. I'm going to take Texas here.
Okay.
I trust the Vandy quarterback more than I do the other quarterback. I take Vandy.
That's a good selection there. All right, the last one. Do we get... I'm telling you, man, don't be shocked if Florida does it. Does Kirby pull his magic, make adjustments at halftime, and beat Florida again? Or does this finally the Gators get a win?
I'm gonna be a little homerific here and go with Florida because I do trust our defense, and I just feel like our offense, if given the chance, will do well. And I think this is the first week, now that Napier is not there, that we will have competent play calling and we will see some excitement on offense. And, give me Florida with the upset.
Brian?
Georgia lets too many teams in games by not having an aggressive play calling in the first half. They've done it all year. But I just think Georgia's got too many playmakers for Florida. I think Georgia wins, but closer than it probably should be.
I think a defensive struggle, though. I think Georgia's going to pull this one out.
All right, we heard here right here. How much time we got? 2 minutes. All right. We shall see. We shall see. Doc, who's going to play in the SEC championship game? What two teams make it to Atlanta?
I got A&M and Alabama facing off, and I think Alabama just is a little bit better overall.
Okay. All right. Brian, real quick.
That's the easy pick. I don't mean that as a shot. I mean, it makes the most sense. So I'll go with that as well, A&M and Alabama.
Glenn, who's it going to be?
It's going to be A&M, but I'm not sure about all the records. I think Vandy's going to pull it off because Alabama's going to lose to Auburn at home.
The hard thing there is Alabama's got the head-to-head on Vandy.
Right.
And Georgia.
Yeah.
Now, they don't with Ole Miss.
Yeah.
But they're going to...
They got to play Oklahoma.
Here's the thing. I think if they lose it at Auburn, I think that throws a little monkey wrench.
That'll be their only loss in the SEC. And it's going to become... If they all got one loss, I believe they go down who's the highest-ranked team.
Yeah.
If you lose late, you drop.
So that's why they keep voting.
Could be Georgia back in there.
To me, the worrisome team in that mix is Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that could jump them.
Yeah. Texas has got how many losses in the SEC? One loss. Yeah, you never know. All right, Doc, we appreciate you, buddy. Real quick, talk about skiing. I know I got a point with you in a couple weeks here. Tell us where are you located at?
He's looking for a free exam, Doc. Don't do it.
If you're worried about something on your skin, give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, Mariana, Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, or Santa Rosa Beach.
The legendary Dr. Ward. Doc, we'll talk to you next Wednesday. You have a great week. Go Gators.
You too.
right, you looking for a bike? Christmas is coming up. They got electric bikes. They got the old standard bikes. They work on them. They sell you new and used. That's Steve's Bike Shop. Where are they located? Right across the street from Sam's on 23rd Street. How long have they been in business? Are they reliable? Yeah, they've been in business since 1979. Is he local? Yes, he's local. He's a swim coach at Mosley. Steve Bertishai, he is incredible. The guy is the most honest, hardworking guy out there. He's got to get back on the show. Me and my roommate went and saw him about a week ago, had a great time down there. Those electrical bikes are taking over the world. What do you got to wear?
Got to wear your helmet.
Got to wear a helmet.
Got to wear clothes.
Got to wear a helmet. Got to wear a helmet. Clothes are optional, but helmet.
No, they're not.
Got to have a helmet.
I like that one.
Yeah. Vandy Roofing. Okay, Kyle, you talking about a family. What a legendary family. The Vanderveer family, incredible. Vandy Roofing, general contracting. They design it. They build it. Commercial, residential, you name it. But if you're looking for that special roof, metal, the old-fashioned type, they can do it all. Vandy Roofing. Give Kyle a call. Listen to him every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And Patrick, love Patrick. He does such a good job. You want that yard look like a golf course? It can happen. You got bugs in the house, you want them gone for good? They're even in your yard. Oh, they're gone for good, man. Turf Pro Pest Control. Locals going to locals. That's Patrick. That is Turf Pro Pest Control. We'll be right back. 104.3. Listen to Patrick every Monday morning right here on ESPN 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up on Thursday Night Football, Tua and your Miami Dolphins host the Baltimore Ravens.
Throws caught, touchdown! Malik Washington got the laser!
Coverage starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7:15 on your spot for the NFL on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high of 70 with wind 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight, a moderate breeze and a little chilly near 56. Mostly sunny and 66 tomorrow. 67 and sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. Saturday sunshine and a temperature about the same at 70. This is your Wednesday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered. Literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida. With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Not after spicy or food demo!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alabama Updates, provided by Stevens Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. You give them a call if it breaks down. They'll be out there as soon as possible. They'll solve all issues. I guarantee you that. If your power bill is going to the roof, let them come out there and service it. It's going to run better. Your power bill goes down. If you got a real old one, it's time to get rid of it. Don't go national. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. The best prices out there. The most honest, hardworking people out there. Locals taking care of locals. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. I tell you what, everybody we've had in here is gone with them, and they're glad they did.
You know what I love about Stevenson Air Conditioning? They don't wait till there's 5 minutes left in the game to wake up and start getting things done, give me a heart attack like Alabama does.
Yeah, pretty truthful there. Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson, Heisman odds going up. Last week was not his best game. Early in the game, at the end of the game, he played pretty well. South Carolina, he has 24 of 43 passes. He had 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, the FanDuel, they have him at minus 350 to win the Heisman, which is second best to Indiana's quarterback, which is at a minus 260. Simpson so far as a passer, 67.8% passer so far. A lot of drop passes this year, too, by some very talented receivers, especially one. Total yards passing this year through 8 games, 2,184 yards, 20 touchdowns. Versus, now he's got opportunity in some big ball games and national TV games. LSU coming up, Oklahoma coming up, and then the big one at Auburn. So he's got the stage on a couple national championship TV audience to really do something if he chooses to do so, if they play well. So he can really work himself into maybe win the Heisman Trophy. Of course, we know the last quarterback to win one, no, the only quarterback to win one was Bryce.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, yeah. And he's doing better in the NFL right now. You know, he started
He was hurt this past week, but he was hurt last week.
But he's playing better.
Here and there.
Yeah, because
he doesn't have a very good team.
Yeah, and it was pitiful as the first year.
Yeah.
But anyway, Alabama, LSU opened up, I don't know what it is now, but it opened up a 12.5-point favorite. Bama. That's the widest spread since 2021 when Alabama was, listen to this, Alabama was favored by 28.5.
Oh, yeah.
Alabama won the game 20-14. So keep that in mind. Don't listen to Vegas this week. I really, truly believe, I do believe this. I think they're going to. I think LSU going to show up and they're going to play hard. If they start fast, you know I'm right. If they wobble around, don't look very good, then I was wrong. But I listen to their head coach talk. He seems like a pretty good motivator. I think the kids like him. They're going to have a new offensive coordinator. They're going to have some new coaches. I do think it's a rival game. I think it's going to be a good competitive football game. Hopefully, Bama can take care of business. If they do, I think they're in pretty good shape. They got Oklahoma. Glenn, you were talking about the teams getting to Atlanta. Bama can lose one more game and still make the playoffs. I don't know if they can win one more game and get to Atlanta. Because if Georgia only has one, and there's a lot of football to be played, nobody knows what's going to happen the next 4 or 5 weeks. If they got a head-to-head win over Vandy, they got a head-to-head win over Georgia. That's big. They didn't play Ole Miss. So Ole Miss, watch out for Ole Miss if they win out. And I think they will. You look at their schedule, they should win out. And Brian made a good point. Texas is not dead, gone, and buried. They play the last game of the year, if they take care of the game so they get there, is A&M. If they beat A&M, that knocks A&M out if they only got one loss apiece in the SEC. And everybody has that. They're going to go to, I think now, I could be wrong, but I think it's the highest ranked teams then. In the playoff.
That's what might hurt Texas, is the rank so low right now because they do have the two losses.
That's true. But if you win late.
If they run the table and beat Texas A&M, who could be number 2 in the country by that point, or whatever, number 3 at worst, then, they would jump up. But, there's a lot.
A lot of things can happen. Yeah, a lot of football to play.
But would they put a 2-loss team in there?
And not in Atlanta. Oh, in
Atlanta,
we're going to get 2-loss teams in the playoffs.
It has everything to do with the conference record. So
that's what
playoffs,
I'm saying.
We won.
2-loss, yes. I'm still not sure they're going to put a 3-loss team in there unless it's a team that loses in the
Atlanta.
SEC championship.
And that's what fears me. If Alabama loses to Auburn, they've already lost to FSU. They go play in Atlanta. Say they play Georgia again, Ole Miss, whatever. They lose. If they lose badly, I don't know.
Well, that'd be 2 losses in the last 2 weeks, so they may drop out of that. I mean, but it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
To put people in the playoffs, only the Big Ten and the SEC will have a 3-loss team in there. Everybody else.
That's true.
Yeah, it should be that way.
Unless you have a situation like Clemson last year where they end up winning.
Right. But what about,
and they ended up with 3 losses.
Navy's undefeated?
Yeah.
So.
But their schedule gets rough here.
I know.
They play everybody that's good.
Let me ask you this. Go to Georgia. Georgia got Georgia Tech last game of the year.
Yeah.
Let's say they went out to get to Georgia Tech and they lose right there. Then they go and play for the SEC championship. And they got 2 losses. And they get beat. They penalize them for playing that game.
Again, it's 2 losses in your last 2 games.
Yeah.
These are humans making the call, and that registers.
And the scenario seems to be they go with the brand name.
Generally, yeah.
If you want a lot of teams in from the SEC, you hope Ole Miss doesn't lose. Well, they get in. If they don't lose, they're in.
To me, the key is still what happens in the ACC and the Big 12, because if both of those conferences only get one like let's say Georgia Tech runs the table and they end up being the only one, say Miami loses again, that frees up a spot for an SEC or a Big 10 school. The Big 12 right now looks like they may only get one. Same thing, that frees up a spot. Although Texas Tech could get back in the mix there, and if BYU runs out, to me, what happens in the Big 12 and the ACC determines how many the SEC is going to get.
And I cannot wait because it's supposed to be strength of schedule. It all starts next Tuesday, and that's the poll. The only poll you got to worry about is that one. But I really believe Ole Miss only has 1 loss. They're in. Alabama has 2 losses. I think they're in, unless they lose 2 at the end. Well, they can't. They already lost 1. If they're 10-2, they're in. Georgia 11-1, 10-2, they're in. And they can be 11-1, right?
Georgia?
They can be 11-1. Yeah, they went out, they get in. So that's Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia. Texas A&M only loses 1 game, they get in.
Because Notre Dame's not a lock, there are scenarios where the SEC could get 5 in the playoffs. I think they're more likely to get 4 this year because of the way I think the Big 12 and the ACC are going to play out. But worst case, they're definitely getting 3.
They only have to take 1 from
And I think
conference.
the Big Ten's only getting 3. Now,
right, they only have to take 1 from the ACC and Big 12.
Yeah, they only have to. But again, things could play out. Last year, it was the same scenario. The ACC got 2. And probably rightfully so. But
I just want to see the strength of schedule.
The Notre Dame thing is interesting because they have the 2 losses. Are they going to get into the mix or not? If they don't, that frees up a spot. If ACC and Big 12 only get 1, that frees up a spot. That's the scenario where the SEC gets 5.
If we get another team that does not get in, say they're 10-2, 11-1, and it's A&M, it's Texas, whoever, you put Notre Dame in, they don't have to play a championship game, and they don't have to worry about losing a game or getting anybody hurt.
Sure.
And their strength of schedule is weak. And they're good. I'm saying they're not good. They're good. But they wanted the SEC to play another conference game like the Big Ten does, to get 9 across the board. Well, we need to get everybody together and say, look, you want to get in this thing, you need to join the conference. They keep every penny they play in the playoff games. Yeah. Everybody else shares money. Mm-hmm. And they get their own TV deal. And we just bow down to them. And I like them. I'm not against it, Notre Dame.
The only thing that half works for them is that typically if they're going to go into a conference championship game, if you win it, you do get the first round bye in the playoffs, and that helps a little bit. It puts you on par. Now, if you go and play in it and lose and you still make the playoffs,
what if you get a home game?
Then you're in trouble, But
right. The thing is, though, when the COVID came out, the ACC picked them up. Sure. And I think should be in that conference.
I agree.
No.
They still play.
Well, I know the Big Ten wants them. The SEC, everybody wants them. I mean, it's a big draw. There's no doubt.
Well,
they need to join the conference.
But do they? They've got their own network deal.
No, they don't have to. Yeah. No, they're fine. Hell, they're great like they are. They get to play all the academies. Mm-hmm. They got an easier schedule than the Big Ten, SEC schools. Yeah, they got it made right now. But SEC had it made playing 1 less conference game. Everybody cried about it, and then we gave in. We folded for money and played another game. I think it was more about money than anything else. So I'm just saying the Big Ten SEC should say, look, you need to join one or the other. Right. I won the conference. Will they? I don't know. They got a lot of power, a lot of pull. But that's our Alabama update for today. I had more, but that's fine. We want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning for the Alabama update. We get back, we're going to jump into FSU because we got Mark McLeod. If we have time, we'll mention some things on Auburn. This is a must-win, I think, for both coaches, Florida State and Auburn. We shall see what happens Saturday. But right now, let's talk about some of our great people. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive, the best seafood. But today and a day only, that world-famous J. Michael's spaghetti. It's cool out there today. Come get you some hot spaghetti. You'll be glad you did. We'll be there around 11 o'clock. The legendary J. Michael's. Now, if you're over in Lynn Haven, there's only one place to go, and here's the key word: Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. 10 wings on the side. And another thing, you might not want to go to a restaurant. You want to have a party at home. You want 100 wings. You want 150. It doesn't matter the number. You call Pat. You tell them what time you want them done, they'll be sitting there waiting for you. A lot of people are doing that. Now, me, I like to be down there in front of all those TVs, and that atmosphere is second to none. All you Mosley Dolphins, get out to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven before the big game. Have a great time, and then go down and watch Mosley get another big win. Also, if you're over in Lynn Haven now or then, let's go see Russ and Amber.
57 days till Christmas, 8:30, Highway 77, David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN in Northwest Florida.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
And on behalf of 70% of the Alabama fan base,
Feel the burn.
we want a damn divorce.
The Red 7T's studio line.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
He has not turned the ball over.
Get in the game.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high of 70 with wind 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight, a moderate breeze and a little chilly near 56. Mostly sunny and 66 tomorrow. 67 and sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. Saturday sunshine and a temperature about the same at 70. This is your Wednesday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 1.99% APR on a new Camry, named the best new model by Kelley Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 3.49% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
Offers end November 3rd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a bus that are leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. What's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, Martha Kitty James Jenner. War Eagle, baby. Auburn, Kentucky. 6:30 SEC Network. Listen to Andy Burcham. Turn the volume down. Listen to Andy Burcham right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I feel good about Auburn's chances. But, Glenn, before I get into Auburn, let's jump ship. Let's jump over and talk about newbies. Four wonderful locations. And I want to thank John Sharp for the FSU update. I think it's a critical game for Florida State. They've got to win this ball game. Their backs are against the wall. They've had 2 weeks to get ready. What's going to happen? Tell us what's going on in Tallahassee.
Well, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons come into town, and FSU is an 8.5 favorite according to FanDuel. So evidently Vegas is confident and that FSU is fighting for their job. And then Wake Forest, even though they beat SMU on the last second 50-yard field goal buzzer, they only had 301 yards the whole game. And SMU was 4 of 17 on third down. So that's not what they used to see. Castellanos is day by day, but they have a lot of confidence in Kevin Sperry. He looked good against Stanford, even though he scrambled around a little bit. He did throw the bomb down there to put us down there. I don't care what the officials said that guy was in, but it
was a touchdown.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, but anyway, the way, if you could beat Alabama, but then you can't beat the other 4 teams in a row, I'm not sure. But Castellanos has not been the same since the Kent State when he hurt his ankle. So I think that thing is still bothering him because he hasn't run like he has after that game. I think they tell him not to run as much. But now when he does run, they knock his brains out. So, who knows with all that. Norville is 36-31 in 6 seasons there. So, he could be on the hot seat even further if they lose this one. So we don't know. But, there's 2 things, and I kind of did the research on my own instead of getting into. We had a lot of people that are recruits that still say they're going to stay with the FSU. But major concerns here has been that's kind of driving me crazy, much less, the whole fan base is penalties and turnovers. Now, turnovers, they had 3 versus Virginia, they had 3 versus Miami, and they lost both of those games by 1 possession. So, so who knows about that? And then in the first 3 games, they only had 10 penalties combined, turnovers combined, And then, guess what? They were, 10 penalties for 94 yards. So in 3 games, you only have 10, but then you have more than that, going into there. And then they only had one turnover against Pitt, 1 turnover against Stanford. They set Stanford up, with the turnover. And then in the penalties, they had 8 versus Pittsburgh for 72 yards, 13 versus Stanford for 79 yards. When we had a penalty on offense, often took away a field goal attempt or move it back where we couldn't attempt it, or they took away touchdowns. That goes into there. On defense, like I said, we gave Stanford another shot at a touchdown after they missed a field goal. We had first few penalties in the first 3 games, like we said, 13 versus 12 on the other 3 games. So, we're having some problems with that. Hopefully, the thing we don't know is Brock Glenn. I think Kevin Sperry is going to be the one they'll really lean on because he seems to fit the offense a little bit more. Neither one of them can run like Castellanos, but, like I said, since the injury, Castellanos has not really run that good. And when he sets and throws, it looks like he's not putting enough pressure on that ankle. And so he throws better on the run. Against Miami, I think the whole plan should have been roll him out, let him throw it or run it. But, but anyway, Malzahn's got to do a little bit better thing of mixing up his plays. We're running the same thing, and I know why they're running the ball up the middle some, but gosh, we got to get away from that. Is there not an off-tackle spot out there somewhere? Or, the jet sweep doesn't need to come on 3rd down. It needs to come a little earlier. I think if we pass on 1st down and stuff like that. So those are things that are happening. And, defense, we got to get a little bit better at stopping the run. How many times do we have them? And then the quarterback runs, and then it's 3rd and 13. He runs for 14 or 15 yards. Or they throw the stop route. It's 3rd and 9, and they throw a 10-yard stop. So we got to get a little bit better on that. And then the pass rush. So basically, the kind of a makeover of the defense, the same one we had against Alabama. Play a little bit more hungry, play a little bit more loose, and go after them. So
to me, it's like, do they believe in the coach? Does he still control the locker room? What we heard last week was not good, and maybe with the open week they got some things addressed.
Here's the thing: who's reporting that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They said kids are smiling on the sidelines. Well, during the course of a ball game, our conversation is going. They're not necessarily making fun of the coach. If one of your buddies gets clipped or hit pretty good, you kind of smile at it. I mean, you can't walk around with a grim face the whole time. So I don't.
They just got to play with a lot better effort.
Here's the thing: when you're not winning, all the little things come out. Everybody, it bothers everybody. But if you're winning, they don't. They take that as a different way of doing things. So But anyway,
all right.
I think they'll win, and I think Vegas knows a little bit.
Go get a win Saturday, here in Tallahassee.
It is on ESPN. It's 6:30. ACC Network at 6:30. It is homecoming. So with all the festivities that go there, and one more thing about the Stanford, we flew all the way across the United States. We play at 7:30 at night. Well, that's 10 or 11:30 at night in Tallahassee.
And they flew all the way to Miami and got destroyed by Miami.
Right, because they just hadn't woken up yet. So
I saw a stat. Stanford has flown over 25,000 miles so far this season, and they're the first team in the country, or the only team in the country that's played in 5 time zones this
year.
Wow.
That's
because they've gone to
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Get frequent flyer miles for all that?
Auburn versus Kentucky, 6:30 SEC Network. You look at it on paper, you got to feel pretty good. But some of these things are pretty close, like scoring offense. Auburn's 13th in the SEC, 24.7. Kentucky's right there with them, basically tied. They're 14, 24.1. So they're scoring about the same. The difference is defense. Auburn's defense is outstanding. They're only one of 3 other teams only giving up 24 points, the most they've given up all year. Auburn's 5th in the SEC in scoring defense, giving up 18 points, where Kentucky is 14th, giving up 30 points. Total offense, Auburn's terrible. 15th in the SEC, 340 yards. Kentucky's 13th, a little bit better, 361 yards. Total defense, Auburn right there at number 6, 316 yards. Kentucky is 14th, 384 yards. Again, Auburn's defense is pretty dang good. Rushing offense, Auburn's moved up to 8th, 170 yards a game. Kentucky's 10th, 154. Rush defense, Auburn is 2nd in the SEC. They're good, 84 yards a game. Kentucky is 8th. They give up 131. Pass offense, Auburn's dead last in the SEC in passing, 170 yards. Kentucky is at 14th, not much better, 207. Pass defense, Auburn is actually 13th, and Kentucky's actually 15th. It's like the difference in the ball game is going to be Auburn's defense. The reason they're going to win, they are going to play I still think they'll start the backup quarterback. I like that kid. The kid's played with a little energy when he went in there. They believe they'll get the ball thrown to him. I think he's a better quarterback. That's my opinion. I think he's a better quarterback. I think Auburn's going to play well. I think Auburn takes care of big. Wildcat, do you truly believe Kentucky will beat Auburn? I mean, they should have beat Texas. They're on the road now.
I think that really, I know that last game really kind of ticked them off. So I think they're going to go for the juggler on this one. I mean, if Auburn does beat them, it's going to be close.
Okay.
So there you go.
Agree. We agree to disagree.
I'm still going.
We agree to disagree.
I don't care.
I think Auburn's going to put it on them. I do. I think Auburn's. This might have woke up Auburn. That second half, might have saved.
That's what I'm saying about Kentucky.
Okay, there you go. Hey, you know, it's just an opinion. Just an opinion. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. I know I'm not wrong about these people. They're incredible, man. They are unbelievable. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen. You got joints, they're killing you. Ask Glenn. Get the joint juice. You'll be glad you did. You got problems sleeping. They can take care of that. You want to gain muscle mass. You want to lose weight. They can do it all. 2 great locations, Pier Park, 23rd Street. If you're a baseball coach, Coach Brian Norman, I'd have my whole team down there visiting with Jason Kovaleski. Listen to Jason every Tuesday, every Friday, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. The legend, Dr. Chad Mitchell. We talk about him all the time. The guy's incredible. 26 years on Bay County sidelines. One of the first doctors ever trained in robotic surgery. The guy is unbelievable. Listen to Chad every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Steve's Bike Shop. Love Steve. Swimming coach at Mosley High School. Been in business since 1979. You're looking for an electrical bike, the old standard bikes, they got them both, new and used. They'll deal with you. They're incredible, right across the street from Sam's. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Brian Norman, we love you, Coach Norman. You are the best. Be right back with the
Florida State. Woo!
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Here we go. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson will be awarding the Sports Blitz High School Player of the Week. This will go to the outstanding high school football player for each week. The player will receive a gift card from a local restaurant and an ESPN Northwest Florida t-shirt. Coaches, students, parents, and fans, comment on our Facebook page or call in at 850-215-6290 to nominate.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction, be part of a winning team.
360-degree protection of your home, 365 days a year, one low monthly price.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control offers an affordable program that provides our customers with peace of mind. Brock 365.
We like bundling pest control with termite protection for a low monthly payment. We couldn't be happier with the results. Most treatments are done outside, and we haven't had any issues in over 3 years.
Call us today for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials, Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base. And 10908 Front Beach Road.
Give them a call. Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
The Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gators! You're not a Gator, you're a Gator hater. Thank you. All right, let's bring him on right now. Mark McLeod. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Good to be on with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to invite you to a party. Today is Axel's 8th birthday, and we're having all the puppies over for a puppy party. So if you wanted to come by, just bring him some dog biscuits. That's all you got to bring.
Yeah, he's going to eat the puppies.
I signed up to go to that party because I thought he was talking about Axl Rose.
Well, it is Georgia week.
That's right.
Really. All right, Mark, before we get into football, we got to jump on baseball. Tell us the scoop. We heard something. What's going on with Coach in the baseball program? What was that all about?
Well, he's taking a leave of absence, family situation, personal situation that he has stepped away. Apparently Scott Strickland is very aware of it and approved it. So that's the way he's left it.
And we heard this morning it was something to do with his wife's, I guess, ex-husband and some things. Have you heard that?
No, his current wife?
That's what we heard.
What?
He's dead.
Yeah, I think that was part of the thing.
How could it be?
that there was something about that. Of course, this is the rumor mill or something. Mark, wasn't there an instance last year during the season where some fans were hollering stuff like that at Sully in the dugout or something?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought I remembered that. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing happened, I want to say 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Oh, it's been that long?
That was a tragic situation. Yes, that's been a tragic situation. In fact, right after that had happened, that was right the month of the SEC baseball tournament. Right after that had happened, there were some cat calls. There were some cat calls by some Gator boosters for him to step down. Wow. But they did not want that to happen. So Strickland did. That's old news, and Sully's still the coach. I do not know what he's what he's going through right now, or what the situation may be, though. Yeah.
Do you think he'll be back for baseball season?
He said they said he would. So I don't know. I mean, I don't have any more information than you guys have.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you got information. Go ahead and tell everybody about the new contract. When's he start? We'll let you break the news. Who is the new coach at Florida?
Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin will be the new coach at Florida. We'll see when that happens.
Breaking news.
I think he's doing it. I think he's doing it, guys. I think it will happen. I really do. Look, all this stuff about, I'm going to address it with my team and what have you. I don't know. We don't know exactly what was addressed with the team, but nobody has stepped forward and said, he told us he's staying at Ole Miss. Nobody. Not one person has stepped forward to say that. We know that his daughter is dating a LSU football player, a linebacker. But I just think it all fits perfectly for Florida. Steve Spurrier was kind of a role model for him. I don't want to say an idol, but a role model and someone who he championed. He loved the way Spurrier ran his offense. He loves the way Spurrier just ran the program and ran the team. You can see him. There's a lot of Spurrier in him, needling other opponents, and I just think it's a perfect fit. If you're going to make this move, and I'll say this again, if you're going to make this move, now's the time to do it. If you want to get back to Florida, he's at the right age where he could make that move and have a lengthy career and retire in Florida. Ole Miss is a great situation for him too. LSU would be a great situation for him. So, everything's on the table, and as I said, Jimmy Sexton is in his house making it rain. He is in his house making it rain because and so is Lane Kiffin, for that matter.
Yeah. Honestly, there's guys that coached with him in Alabama, and they said they don't know what he's going to do. They said, and one of them said, it's true, it's not going to be all about the money. Now, for a lot of people it is, but for him, they say it's not. He's not like that. They say he truly is not like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And when you've watched Lane Kiffin, when he was at Southern Cal, when he's at Tennessee, even, the various stops he's had, it's never been about money. It's been about a lot of things. It's been about him, and he'll admit that. He was kind of he was a little bit into himself there, and then the things he wanted to do and how he did it, and off the field he was a bit of a mess. So. But he's definitely grown up. He's definitely matured, and I think the death of his father, Monty, was a real turning point for him. Maybe a final turning point, because I think he was already on the way to maturing before that. But now you see he and Layla are close again. They've developed that relationship to keep the family together and keep the family close. And I think that. If you want to look at one thing, that is going to be a major part of this whole of what he does. And then, of course, Layla's a University of Florida girl. Her dad was John Reeves. So I just think it'll be the University of Florida. But if he stays at Ole Miss, I wouldn't be shocked there either.
All right, two questions. One thing, I think it's going to come down to where he truly feels, where can I win a championship? Can I really win a national championship at Ole Miss? If you can, the way they treated me, they like it there, then maybe he stays. You can win a national championship at Florida. It's been done. It's been done by two of the best coaches of all time. So you got that there. Now, the other thing, Mark, maybe you know this. I have no idea. I've never in my lifetime seen what we got going on right now. This many coaches fired 5 weeks to go in the season. when do they hire him? Are they going to hire a guy that's getting ready to go play for an SEC championship? They're going to hire him when they're getting ready to go play in the playoffs? When do they hire the coaches? And then, if you don't hire a coach and wait for him, and he makes the playoffs, you go hire some coach that didn't make the playoffs, the boosters are like, why'd they hire him? Why are you hiring a guy that didn't even make the playoffs? We got one of those. We need one of these guys that can make the playoffs. When are they going to hire the coaches? Have you heard anything? What's the time frame? How's this going to work going forward?
It's going to be tricky because of two words: transfer portal.
Right.
You know, you look at what they've done and the NCAA's done in adjusting the transfer portal. The spring window. What spring window now? You know, and you're looking at it, and it's going to be very tricky for teams and coaches and programs, and it's not a good situation at all. No. But yeah, you're right. They're going to be looking at this, and these programs, ideally, that are vacant, they're going to want somebody to commit to being part of the team the first week of December, the last week of November. You know, right after that game against Mississippi State. If you're Lane Kiffin, that's what they're going to want. And
I don't see him doing that.
I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. I think it's gonna be a difficult situation. You look at the various schools involved. I mean, LSU, plenty of money. You know, although they've taken a big hit. Florida, plenty of money. They've taken a little bit of a hit. Even Scott Strickland admitted that. But he said, yeah, it'll put us back a little bit of a tight window, but we'll be fine. And Florida, to Strickland's credit, has done a fabulous job fundraising. They really have, and they've straightened out with Florida Victorious. They've straightened out the NIL. They've got that where they want it. You know, obviously they want more money. Everybody wants more money in NIL. But, you know, those are two schools that are doing it right. And, guys, Ole Miss has done really well financially. They've done a very nice job over there, as you've seen. Lane Kiffin, the last couple of years, bring guys in from the transfer portal.
Yeah, they got some old money over there. Let me ask you this, and everybody was against it, and I said this is the way they should have done it. I think a kid should go wherever he signs, he makes a commitment, he signs with that school, they should stay there 1 year. They don't know anything within one semester. They should stay there 1 year. When they should be able to transfer, in my opinion, I said this, between June 1st and June 15th, you transfer. Yeah, okay, you went through spring football, you think you have a roster, you don't have one because everybody can leave. But a kid should stay there one entire year. They might not think they play. They find out after spring practice, hey, you know what, I got a chance to play here. And then they get credit towards their degree. They get credit towards their university, towards their education. And then you don't have to worry about what we're having to worry about right now. Why did they do it in the mid? And that's still the playoff time. Why are they doing that? Who made that call?
Well, that's the coaches have said it's just, and I agree with the coaches. You can't do the transfer portal in December and then do it throughout after spring, and it's crazy what they were doing. They were having to deal with the transfer portal for 6 months at least. And that on top of recruiting, that on top of everything else going on, I mean, it's just insane to handle. And look, the issue with money with the kids and everything, you know, that's we knew that was going to be a major headache. Again, you have kids walking up to coaches last week, this week, it'll be next week, it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Every week during practice, you've got kids walking up, Coach, I need to talk to you. I need more money. Yeah, I need more money. Yep. We knew this was going to happen. You, Coach Manley, and I talked about this a long time ago on the show. Brian, we've all talked about it. But I'm telling you, it's horrible. It's horrible, and it's not just the players, guys. You got some of these parents that are living vicariously through these kids that are pushing the kids, telling them, No, you need more money. You need to be starting. You're a better player than that guy is. And then they're putting all this information in the friends they surround themselves with, and everything. It's just terrible. It's a horrible, toxic situation.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if you saw or not. It had a thing with Charles Barkley. It was about gambling. He would go to Vegas. He talked about he'd lose $1 million. He'd lose $1 million. He said sometimes I'd make $1 million, but I'd lose, and I was losing pretty big. And he's concerned like I am. You got these kids. They're just getting out of high school, money for the first time. Now they're going to let them bet. I know you can't control it, I guess, but That's a bad look, man. I worry about those kids.
That's where they're going to run into trouble again because of legality and the fact that they don't have collectively bargained contracts and things like that. If they're 21 years old, their state offers gambling, it's not a game they're involved in, how can you really deny them? But legally, I'm not saying morally, I'm talking about legally.
Well, it's illegal now to do it. But
no, it's against NCAA rules, but if they go to court...
Well, that's illegal if you're a player, you can't do it.
If they go to court, I guarantee you they're going to lose that.
Oh, I think they go to court, they win anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hate it. I think a kid's going to lose every penny he's got. You know you're going to hear stories of this. And then
it's we've already seen it through the years, but and that's before NIL. But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And guys, honestly, I hate to be this way, but I'm like most of all of you, most of the fans. I don't think it is going to get much better. I really don't. I think it's just insanity right now. And as these kids. You've let the kids take control of the situation in the game, and granted, I'm in favor of NIL if it's in truly name, image, likeness. I'm not in favor of pay for play. That's just that I'm not in favor of that, and I think that's obviously is where everything's gone.
All right, we'll be right back with Mark McLeod. Finish up. Talk about the Florida-Georgia football game. Huge football game. Last time to be playing in Jacksonville for a couple of years. We'll talk to Mark about that game and some other things going on in college football. Everything you know about the Florida Gators right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget about Stevenson Air Conditioning, Kyle Vandy Roofing, General Contracting, also Turf Pro Pest Control. Don't forget about all these wonderful people. We'll be right back with Mark McLeod, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high of 70 with wind 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the west. Mostly clear skies tonight, a moderate breeze and a little chilly near 56. Mostly sunny and 66 tomorrow. 67 and sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. Saturday sunshine and a temperature about the same at 70. This is your Wednesday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Keep the adventure going this holiday season in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia now offering 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus a $500 APR bonus on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento during the big fall savings event going on now. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. It's the best family SUV with third-row seating space, providing extra comfort for the entire family. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia S and LX models. $20.83 per month per 1,000 financed in 48 months. Quantities limited. $500 APR bonus is applied as down payment and no cash value cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 11/3/25.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mark, let's shift gears because we could jump in this stuff all day long. Florida versus Georgia. I told Dr. Ward, this big Gator, I said, I wanted Brian Kelly to coach next week for LSU because I know the players, you could tell they just don't play as hard for him. You could tell that it was a sinking ship. And the guy they got in there now, I watched his press conference. They talked about the first practice. They were pumped up, excited, ready to go. This is going to be a tough game for Alabama. What's it going to be like for Florida? I thought the players liked Billy. They played hard, especially on the defense side of the ball. They didn't play hard. They didn't play smart at times. But this interim head coach, does that help Florida with him being there, or does it hurt him being that interim head coach with Billy gone this week against Georgia?
Well, the answer to that question is we don't know. We don't know. Billy Gonzalez has never been a head coach.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yes.
Billy's never been a head coach. He's never been an interim head coach. There are so many unknowns going into this game, and with the talent Florida has, it's probably a little scary for Georgia fans, or at least Georgia fans are looking at this game honestly. It probably is a little scary. DJ Lagway's a capable quarterback. Gonzalez has had 2 weeks to get these guys ready. They've had 2 weeks to get Billy Napier out of their system and to move on. And, kids are pretty resilient. So, I wrote a piece, I don't know, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and said Billy Napier's biggest problems are actually Billy Gonzalez, what he's got to do to turn away from Billy Napier's biggest problems. Number one, give the ball to Jaden Ball. There were times when Florida's offense, they'd given the ball to Ball when they shouldn't be. They should be throwing the ball downfield or find something. There are other times when they done the right thing and given the ball to him. But it's just been a weird offense and a weird look. But they need to lean more on Jaden Ball and that offensive line and say, go win a game for us. And I think the other thing that has really been disturbing at Florida has been third downs. Third downs have been awful at the University of Florida under Billy Napier offensively. And it's been a big part of the problem, what's going on with Florida. The other thing that I talked to Napier about 2 years ago, I guess, before the 24 season, and he told me, he said, I talked to him about finishing. I said, one of the big problems you have is finishing. I said, you look at what's going on late in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter. He said, you're right. He said, in fact, that's been our team motto. We put it around the locker room. We put it around the weight room. He said, we're talking to kids about it all the time. Finish, finish, finish. We've got to finish. And, of course, they finished the 24 season very strong with those 5 wins. But they when you look at what they're doing now, guys, coming out of the locker room, and I know we had this discussion before the season about DJ Lagway specifically, and I said it's very important for them to play him on that first possession or two of the second half because he's just missed so much time. Well, Florida has scored 3 touchdowns in their first 18 possessions coming out of the locker room this season.
Wow.
At the half.
Wow.
3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. I mean, are you kidding me?
And Georgia's just the opposite.
That's unacceptable, guys.
Yeah. Georgia makes the adjustments. Yeah.
Right. You hit it on the head, Coach. Florida, Billy Napier offensively was not making the adjustment. And I think it's important to look, because so many plays are scripted. We know at the beginning of the game. So coming out of the locker room, that first possession or two can be scripted. But I look at the first 3 possessions coming out of the locker room, which gives you the whole third quarter, and Florida scored 3 touchdowns in 18 possessions. And I'm not talking about the Long Island game. I threw that out. I'm talking about from the USF game right on through.
Right. Scoring defense, they're about the same, honestly. Georgia's given up, I think, 19.5, and Florida's given up 20 points. So defensively, they're not that far off. It's the offense, like you just pointed out. Can they score enough points to win the game?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the other thing I noted in the column and what have you is the insanity of, please, when you've got 3rd and 8, tell the receiver to run to the stick or pass. We used to be taught. I mean, goodness gracious, I was a peewee football player with the Lynn Haven Raiders. I was quarterback, and our coach, Coach Hale, would tell everybody, run past the stick. You got to run past her 1 yard, 2 yards behind it. And these guys are 3 yards from the stick, and they're catching the ball thinking they can make a guy miss and go get it. that drove Gator fans crazy with Billy Napier because it happened ever since he came to Florida.
Yeah, see, that goes back to fundamentals, and Florida's not the only one doing it. So, everybody wants to make the spectacular play instead of just doing what's supposed to do.
Is it fair to say that Lagway's got to have a really good game for Florida to win this ball game? Because Georgia's had problems with mobile quarterbacks. He's got to do it with his legs and his arm. And honestly, I've been disappointed in him. I don't know if it's an injury or what. Mark, when we see him throw it down the middle of the field, he's usually not very good.
Yeah, that was actually one of my second point of that column. My first point was Jaden Baugh, and tell the offensive line, lean on them, lean on Jaden Baugh, Jacoby Jackson to go win a game. You got to get that run game going. And I alluded to the fact that, look, if you get that run game going, you get Baugh going. He's an awfully talented back, as we all have seen. He's underrated. He is underrated. Then that makes the passing game easier for DJ Lagway, who needs help right now. And I said that Billy Gonzalez, right now with Ryan O'Hara and company, they have to reinvent DJ Lagway. He's missed on some decisions, some horrible decisions where he's throwing into double coverage. We've seen a time or two where an extra DB floats over, he's throwing into triple coverage.
Yeah.
But besides that, he's also, exactly. Yeah. He's also got to be able to throw, to stop throwing these little quick passes where they're 3 and 4 yards behind the sticks. It makes no sense. So they've got to start some stuff downfield. And you look back on a couple of these games Florida's lost, and when I went back and watched them a second time and would kind of slow-mo things and stop it and look around, you could see the middle of the field was open, and he's been reluctant to throw in the middle of the field, which has been very interesting. Everything was outside. And so it'd be interesting to see what Gonzalez does there.
Mark, this one thing I don't know. I've looked into everything else but this one thing. I've studied this stuff. The kicking game. Who has the advantage in the kicking game? Is it Georgia? I'm talking punt coverage, punt return, kickoff, field goals, the whole package. Who's better, Florida or Georgia?
Well, that's a great point. I can only tell you about Florida right now. I don't know enough about Georgia in that area. I haven't looked at them yet. I will today. But Florida's been very good. They've been Trey Smack, obviously, that first game, he missed 3, and he missed 3 all of last year. But since then, that kid's been on fire. He is, and of course, there are Gator fans going, "Will you shut up? Don't say that. You know what's going to happen."
Don't put that out there.
Yeah, there are people turning off their radio right now because I'm on the air saying this. But yeah, that he's been fabulous. The punting for Florida has been good. I don't think it's been great, but I think it's been good to at times very good.
Yeah. But last question, we got to take a break. If there's no turnovers in the ball game and not stupid penalties by either team, do you think Kirby Smart can be outcoached by interim head coach?
I would say no. Yeah. I would say I think that's the concern for Florida. You've got a new guy. Maybe there's some new communication that they put in the past 2 weeks.
There you go.
All that stuff going on. That's why I think Georgia wins this game. But I hate saying that in front of Conrad Moon, but I do think
he just texts up another number. He's got some more days to add on. Yeah. Unbelievable. Mark, how can people keep up with you?
I'm doing some stuff for BlitzSportsRadio.com, certainly on X at McLeod Live, McLeod Live.
Mark, we love you. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Appreciate
Brian,
it.
see you at lunch.
Party starts at 3:30.
Sir. Wildcat, you've been mean today. We're out.
Only 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you and app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded